Let's be honest, in the current gaming landscape, it feels like you need a spreadsheet and a financial advisor just to decide if a new $70 game is actually worth the investment. Too many titles promise the world and deliver a 2-hour experience with half-baked systems, leaving your wallet feeling lighter and your soul feeling empty. The purpose of this list is simple: to highlight the games that don't just entertain, but fundamentally respect your time and your money by offering exceptional quality, depth, and sheer content value. So, are you ready to ditch the buyer's remorse and finally see where you can spend your hard-earned cash for a guaranteed return on fun? Grab your controller, because we're diving into the absolute best single-player experiences on PlayStation that are truly worth every penny. When you first look at Gris, you might think it's just a beautiful indie platformer, but this game is one of the most powerful artistic statements you can buy on the PS5, proving that value isn't always measured in playtime, but in impact. It's a visually breathtaking journey through a world of transforming colors and environments, all set to an absolutely stunning orchestral score that elevates every single movement into a moment of pure emotional cinema. The gameplay isn't about complex combos or huge skill trees. It's about simple, elegant movement and puzzle solving that weaves itself into the core of the narrative, a brilliant move that keeps the experience tightly focused and deeply personal. This is where the magic of Gris lies. It uses its minimalist mechanics, like unlocking new abilities that allow the protagonist to shift her form or interact with the environment in new ways, to convey deep thematic weight without ever relying on dialogue. You know that moment when a game just clicks and its design philosophy makes perfect sense? That's Gris from start to finish. The pacing is deliberate, meditative, and surprisingly rewarding, constantly introducing small, creative mechanics that keep your brain engaged and your eyes glued to the screen. While you could finish the main experience in a few hours, the sheer artistic quality and the emotional resonance it achieves in that time is simply unmatched. It's the kind of game you think about long after the credits roll, a digital piece of art that you won't hesitate to recommend to anyone, regardless of their usual genre preference. For the price of a movie ticket, Gris delivers a masterpiece of mood, sound, and visual design, a perfect example of a compact, high-value experience that sticks the landing. Horizon Forbidden West took everything great about its predecessor and significantly cranked up the dial, transforming the already massive world into a true, breathtaking sandbox adventure that justifies its price tag through sheer scope and polish. The visual upgrade is immediately striking. Whether you're climbing a snow-capped mountain or diving into a vibrant underwater ruin, the level of detail on the machine creatures and the lush post-apocalyptic landscapes is absolutely gorgeous. But the real value here is how seamlessly it integrates its expanded world with an even deeper combat and progression system. Aloy's journey is filled with a seemingly endless number of activities, but what stops this from feeling like typical open-world filler is the quality behind every encounter and side mission. You know that feeling when a sequel finally delivers on its full potential? Forbidden West delivers on that promise by adding new traversal mechanics, like the Shieldwing glider and better swimming controls, making exploration itself an enjoyable puzzle, not just a way to get from point A to B. And here's where it gets interesting. The machine combat, already a highlight, is now more strategic than ever, forcing you to utilize the massive new skill trees and elemental weaknesses with precision. The game is a masterclass in providing a full, rich experience. You can sink 100 hours into this world easily, chasing every side character arc, dismantling every colossal machine, and uncovering every secret. The narrative is engaging and emotionally charged, the characters are compelling, and the sheer volume of high-quality content ensures you are getting an incredible return on your investment. Horizon Forbidden West isn't just a big game, it's a meticulously crafted epic that never stops rewarding the player. The Last of Us Part 2 is not just a video game, it's a profound, intense, and emotionally exhausting piece of storytelling that pushes the boundaries of the medium, and for that alone, it commands its price. What sets this experience apart is the relentless commitment to its difficult narrative, forcing players to grapple with themes of cyclical violence, loss, and the nature of empathy in a way few other games dare to attempt. The visual fidelity on the PS5 is simply unmatched, bringing a terrifying and beautiful level of realism to the devastated world, from the rain-soaked streets of Seattle to the intimate, haunting interiors. Beyond the narrative weight, the gameplay mechanics are elevated to a new level of brutal, satisfying realism. Stealth is tense and tactical, and the gunplay and melee combat are visceral, impactful, and often deeply uncomfortable, exactly as the game intends. You know those moments when an enemy surprises you and you have to scramble to survive? Every encounter feels like a desperate fight, especially with the introduction of new enemy types and a greatly expanded set of player animations and movement options that make every environment feel like a dynamic battlefield. The game's length and depth are tied directly to its dual perspective structure, providing a monumental amount of content and two distinct, complex journeys that interweave brilliantly. It takes courage to play, but the reward is an experience that lingers long after you've put the controller down, cementing its status as one of the most important and polished narrative action games ever made. For anyone seeking a mature, technically brilliant, and content-rich story that demands your full attention, The Last of Us Part 2 is an essential, high-value purchase. Have you ever played a game that felt like stepping directly into a classic Kurosawa film? That's the immaculate atmosphere Ghost of Tsushima delivers, and it's this unique cinematic value that makes it such a phenomenal purchase, especially the Director's Cut edition. The island of Tsushima is one of the most stunning open-world maps ever created, a vibrant blend of crimson forests, golden fields, and mist-shrouded temples that encourages exploration through pure visual spectacle. No need for excessive map markers here. The core of the experience, the samurai combat, is nothing short of masterful. It operates on two equally satisfying levels: the honorable, high-stakes duels, where stance switching and parrying are key to victory, and the stealth-focused ghost methods, which feel equally rewarding and tactical. The genius of the combat system is how it makes you feel like an absolute master swordsman from the moment you pick it up, yet offers immense depth for those who want to truly master its stances and techniques. And here's where it gets good: every side mission, every haiku written, and every hot spring found feels like an organic part of Jin's journey, enriching the world and your connection to the narrative. With the Director's Cut, you also get the fantastic Iki Island expansion, which adds a completely new area, new combat mechanics, and a deeply personal storyline that expands Jin's history. This game offers an overwhelming amount of expertly crafted content, a long main campaign, a dense story-driven expansion, and an endless array of optional activities, all wrapped in a package with jaw-dropping visuals and a truly profound narrative. Ghost of Tsushima is the complete samurai package, a true adventure that delivers massive value for any player. If you're looking for a game that respects your wallet by giving you hundreds of hours of truly replayable content, you stop right at Returnal. This isn't your average action game. It's a blisteringly fast-paced roguelike shooter that uses its difficulty and loot-based structure as its main engine for value. Every time you restart on the alien planet of Atropos, the environment is remixed, the enemies are shuffled, and your weapon drops are randomized, meaning no two runs are ever truly the same, keeping the experience incredibly fresh and demanding. The moment-to-moment combat is the core highlight, offering a ballet of precision movement, rapid-fire bullet hell evasion, and smart use of powerful alt-fire modes. The DualSense controller integration is phenomenal, making the sound of raindrops or the difference between a primary and alt-fire mode a tactile sensation that enhances immersion and responsiveness. You know that incredible heart-pounding flow state when you finally master a tricky encounter? Returnal is a constant chase for that feeling as you gradually unlock permanent upgrades that make you feel stronger and more capable with each successful cycle. Ultimately, Returnal rewards your persistence with a gripping, fragmented narrative that unfolds a little more with every attempt, pushing you to dive back into the loop. It's a challenge, sure, but the feeling of empowerment and mastery you gain is the ultimate payback. For players who love high-intensity, mechanically deep action that offers limitless replayability and high production value, Returnal is one of the most rewarding and economically smart choices you can make on the PS5. When Death Stranding 2 on the Beach finally hit the shelves, it didn't just deliver a sequel, it delivered a breathtaking, expansive evolution of the Strand genres that immediately validated its high price tag. Hideo Kojima expanded Sam Porter Bridges' world into a massive, interconnected landscape that demands tactical navigation and emotional investment, proving that a game centered on traversal can be one of the most rewarding and visually spectacular experiences on the console. The technical fidelity of the new environments and character models is simply staggering. The true value of this sequel lies in its deeply complex and varied gameplay mechanics. The range of new tools, advanced traversal options, including the customizable vehicles and dynamic aerial movements, and the integration of revolutionary social strand features means that every delivery mission is a tactical puzzle. You know that feeling when a game's mechanics click and you realize the sheer level of depth? Death Stranding 2 constantly introduces strange, new challenges and systems that keep the core loop addictive and unpredictable, ensuring you are always learning and adapting. This game is an absolute content monster, offering a sprawling main narrative that takes dozens of hours to unravel, complemented by hundreds of meaningful side missions that build out the world's lore and community. On the Beach is not just entertainment, it's a massive philosophical epic that rewards patience and persistence with profound narrative payoffs and unparalleled production value. For the price of admission, you are investing in a definitive, unique piece of interactive art that offers limitless depth. Looking for a game that provides cinematic thrills, high-octane action, and genuinely memorable boss encounters for your money? Resident Evil Village is a masterclass in blending the series' survival horror roots with a modern first-person action perspective, ensuring a dynamic and endlessly entertaining playthrough. Set in a chilling, diverse European village, the game constantly shifts tone, moving from the claustrophobic terror of Castle Dimitrescu to the intense, action-packed sequences in the factory, meaning the gameplay loop never gets stale. The game's strongest value point comes from its expertly managed pacing and sheer variety. You know how some horror games fall apart when the action ramps up? Not here. Village keeps the tension high by constantly introducing new enemy types, from werewolves to mechanical monstrosities, that demand different tactical approaches, keeping your combat reflexes sharp. Furthermore, the Duke's Shop system, where you can buy and upgrade weapons, adds a satisfying layer of progression and replayability, tempting you to try New Game Plus to see how overpowered you can become. While the main campaign is tightly focused, the inclusion of the challenging and high-score-driven Mercenaries mode, along with the fantastic third-person mode added later, significantly boosts its longevity. It's a game that is technically polished, visually stunning, and provides a perfect balance of dread and firepower. Resident Evil Village is a complete horror action package that delivers premium production value and ensures you'll be coming back for more scares long after your first playthrough. If value for money means getting a game that you could potentially play for 1,000 hours without seeing every possible permutation, then Baldur's Gate 3 is arguably the best investment you can make on the PS5. This enormous, critically acclaimed CRPG is the gold standard for player agency, offering a level of choice and consequence that few other games even attempt. It's a massive undertaking, but every hour you put in is rewarded with narrative depth, hilarious character moments, and genuinely surprising outcomes. The true genius of Baldur's Gate 3 lies in its combat and role-playing systems, directly adapted from the complex rules of Dungeons & Dragons. The turn-based combat is strategic, engaging, and highly dynamic, allowing for endless creative solutions to encounters, from shoving enemies off cliffs to using the environment itself as a weapon. You know that moment when you try a ridiculous solution to a problem and the game actually lets you do it? That level of systemic flexibility is the bedrock of the entire experience, making multiple playthroughs mandatory just to scratch the surface. With its sprawling map, massive main story, countless companion side quests, and an unparalleled level of reactivity to player choices, the sheer volume of high-quality content is staggering. It's a game that can genuinely redefine your expectations for the RPG genre. Baldur's Gate 3 is the definitive, virtually endless adventure on the PS5, offering an absurd amount of meticulously written and beautifully rendered content that easily justifies its price tag many times over. Stellar Blade is a stylish, action-focused single-player adventure that delivers exceptional value by prioritizing sharp, rhythmic combat and premium visual design. Its gameplay loop centers entirely on high-stakes, satisfying melee combat, rewarding players who master precisely timed parries, dodges, and devastating counterattacks. This focus ensures that every enemy encounter, even with basic foes, feels tactical and demanding, keeping the player fully engaged from the first chapter to the last. The game is a visual spectacle, running smoothly while showcasing incredible character models and striking, dynamic environments that build a powerful atmosphere, but the core value is in the combat depth. With the implementation of the beta and burst skill systems, players are constantly finding new ways to chain fluid combos and unleash powerful special moves, ensuring that the battles never become monotonous. You know that feeling when you finally perfect a boss fight and everything flows perfectly? Stellar Blade is built around achieving that exhilarating rhythm. While the level design is generally linear, it supports a tightly paced, focused narrative that doesn't waste the player's time. The robust skill tree and equipment system provide a satisfying sense of character progression, making every battle contribute to Eve's growing power. For fans craving a single-player experience with high production values and combat that is both demanding and incredibly rewarding to master, Stellar Blade stands out as a refined top-tier action title. Black Myth: Wukong immediately delivered on the colossal promise of its early footage, establishing itself as one of the most visually stunning and mechanically demanding action RPGs on the market, absolutely justifying its premium price. This game is a breathtaking journey through the rich mythology of Journey to the West, bringing to life grotesque demons, majestic gods, and ancient landscapes with unparalleled graphical fidelity and a level of artistic imagination that feels truly fresh. It's an immersion experience built on atmosphere and visual spectacle. The core value of this title is the sheer depth and challenge of its action combat. Sun Wukong's dynamic fighting styles, centered around his signature staff, demand precision, mastery of parrying, and smart use of his various magical transformations, which fundamentally change the flow of combat. You know that incredible, demanding rhythm you find in the best action games where you feel yourself mastering the mechanics? Black Myth: Wukong makes that feeling the core reward, constantly introducing unique and spectacular boss encounters that test your skills to the limit. The game is not just a showcase of boss fights. It provides a lengthy, meticulously crafted single-player campaign packed with dense level design, optional secrets, and powerful gear to customize Wukong's build. For players who demand a beautiful, polished, and profoundly challenging single-player experience with high production values and endless combat replayability, Black Myth: Wukong offers an immense, satisfying content package that delivers on years of hype and justifies every single penny. When talking about sheer content and redemption value, the PS5 version of Cyberpunk 2077 stands as one of the best comeback stories in gaming, now delivering the massive, deeply immersive open-world RPG that was originally promised. The value here is astronomical, thanks to the continuous stream of updates and the implementation of the Phantom Liberty expansion, which is essentially a full game on its own, transforming Night City into a dense, technologically stunning, and consistently engaging sandbox. The visual presentation and performance on current-gen consoles are exceptional, bringing this dazzling, dystopian future fully to life. The core gameplay loop is what makes this a must-buy. It offers unparalleled freedom in character building, allowing you to fluidly shift between net-running hacker, silent assassin, and heavily armed solo warrior, ensuring that multiple playthroughs feel entirely distinct. You know that incredible depth when every conversation and choice genuinely feels like it shapes the world around you? Cyberpunk 2077 delivers that with stellar writing, complex character relationships, and a main questline that is packed with high-stakes, cinematic moments that rival any blockbuster movie. For the price of admission, you are getting hundreds of hours of quality content, including a gigantic main story, dozens of memorable side gigs, and a massive, expertly designed metropolitan area to explore. The combination of intricate RPG mechanics, responsive first-person combat, and world-class storytelling means Cyberpunk 2077 provides an exceptional return on investment for anyone seeking a premium, mature, open-world experience on the console. Silent Hill 2 Remake delivered on the promise of bringing one of gaming's most important psychological horror narratives into the modern era, immediately justifying its price through sheer narrative weight and technical ambition. It's a profound, disturbing, and beautiful reimagining of James Sunderland's descent into madness, now rendered with stunning current-gen fidelity that makes the town of Silent Hill feel more menacing and physically tangible than ever before. This is a story that demands to be played and analyzed. The core value of this remake lies in how it successfully updates the gameplay mechanics. The combat is now more fluid and responsive, and the camera control is modernized, while maintaining the original's cryptic atmosphere and deliberate, puzzle-heavy pacing. You know that incredible, unsettling tension when a game uses silence and psychological dread more effectively than any jump scare? The rebuilt 3D audio environment and the strategic use of the DualSense controller amplify this feeling immensely, pulling you deeper into James's fragile mind. The remake provides a lengthy, emotionally challenging campaign that rewards multiple playthroughs to fully grasp its symbolism and themes. For fans of mature, narrative-driven horror, the Silent Hill 2 Remake is a technically brilliant and emotionally complex experience that provides exceptional value, proving that a true horror classic can be successfully reborn without compromising its haunting soul. Star Wars Jedi: Survivor is the perfect example of a sequel that expands scope in every meaningful direction, delivering a massive, focused, and high-quality adventure that feels like a true investment in the Star Wars galaxy. It takes the solid foundation of the first game and dramatically increases the size and density of its worlds, offering semi-open areas that are packed with secrets, platforming challenges, and deep customization options, boosting exploration value exponentially. The combat system is where the game truly earns its price tag. Cal Kestis now boasts 5 distinct combat stances, each offering a unique feel from the aggressive dual-wield style to the strategic ranged blaster stance. This variety ensures that every enemy encounter, whether against a group of stormtroopers or a massive beast, demands tactical consideration and keeps the gameplay constantly fresh. And here's where it gets interesting. The Force abilities are more powerful and integrated than ever, leading to truly cinematic and satisfying confrontations that make you feel like a powerful Jedi Knight. The narrative is compelling and mature, and the sheer amount of high-quality content, including lengthy story missions, vast explorable planets, and excellent side content, means you'll be immersed for dozens of hours. Jedi. Survivor is a technically polished, deep, and content-rich action-adventure that fully captures the spectacle and excitement of the Star Wars universe, easily justifying its cost for both franchise fans and action game enthusiasts. Metro Exodus is a masterclass in atmospheric first-person shooting, providing immense value through its seamless blend of tense survival horror, linear storytelling, and sprawling semi-open world exploration across post-apocalyptic Russia. The game's commitment to immersion is second to none. The meticulous detail in the world design, the necessity of managing equipment, and the constant tension of survival create an unparalleled sense of presence and vulnerability. Unlike many modern shooters, Exodus rewards patience, exploration, and stealth, giving players the freedom to approach large areas tactically or go in guns blazing. The crafting and weapon customization system is deep and intuitive, allowing you to modify your gear on the fly, which constantly encourages engagement with the survival mechanics. You know that feeling when you're completely immersed in a harsh environment and every bullet counts? That level of high-stakes resource management is the core of the game's enduring value. The ultimate value proposition is the Director's Cut experience, which includes the critically acclaimed 2-part expansion, The Two Colonels and Sam's Story, adding significant narrative depth and more hours of high-quality content. Metro Exodus is a long, emotional, and technically impressive journey that offers a unique mix of linear precision and open-area freedom, making it a definitive and highly rewarding single-player investment. Kena Bridge of Spirits is a dazzling debut title that offers an exceptionally high-quality adventure focused on charm, satisfying combat, and breathtaking visual polish. A true premium experience that feels like a classic animated film. The game excels in its presentation, with character and environment design that is both whimsical and detailed, immediately justifying its value through sheer aesthetic brilliance. It's an adventure that balances platforming exploration with exciting, ability-focused combat. The gameplay loop centers around Kena's combat and her use of the wrought, small, charming spirit companions, who are essential for puzzle solving, traversal, and augmenting her combat abilities. The progression system feels incredibly satisfying as you find and level up the wrought, making them a tangible source of empowerment throughout the journey. You know that great feeling when a simple boss fight suddenly demands you use every tool in your arsenal? Kena constantly evolves its boss encounters to challenge your mastery of the diverse combat mechanics. While the game is shorter than some massive open-world titles, its value is derived from its relentless polish, its tightly focused narrative, and its exceptional pacing. There is no filler here, only high-quality action and exploration. Kena Bridge of Spirits delivers a focused, beautiful, and mechanically deep adventure that leaves you feeling completely satisfied, making it a perfect high-return investment for fans of action platforming. The Dead Space remake is a textbook example of how to elevate a classic experience into a modern, high-value spectacle without losing the core DNA that made it terrifying. This game immediately justifies its price by delivering one of the most immersive and graphically stunning horror experiences on the PS5, setting the gold standard for atmospheric tension and visceral combat. The meticulously rebuilt USG Ishimura is a single, interconnected, seamless environment, boosting the feeling of claustrophobia and isolation immensely. The true value here lies in the refined gameplay mechanics, particularly the peeling system, which makes dismemberment not just a cool effect but a critical combat strategy, forcing tactical targeting of necromorphs. The enhanced sound design, leveraging 3D audio to constantly trick and terrify you, is worth the price alone. You know that moment when the silence breaks and you hear something shuffling in the vents behind you? Dead space makes every shadow and every noise a potential threat. This remake doesn't just look better, it adds new narrative context, updated side quests, and dramatically improves character interactions, giving dedicated fans more story to chew on. For horror enthusiasts seeking a masterfully paced, technically brilliant, and content-rich experience that delivers pure, high-stakes adrenaline, the Dead Space remake is a must-have investment that provides unparalleled terror and polish. If you define value by the sheer overwhelming size and depth of a world you can explore, Elden Ring is less of a game and more of a multi-month commitment. This masterpiece of open-world design takes the famously challenging and mechanically profound structure of the Souls series and applies it to the vast, breathtaking landscapes of the lands between, creating an adventure that rewards curiosity above all else. Its reputation for longevity and content is entirely deserved, easily promising hundreds of hours of high-quality exploration. The freedom of choice in Elden Ring is its defining feature. You are never explicitly told where to go, you are simply encouraged to wander, fight, and discover. The combat system, which introduces horseback combat, the Spirit Ash summoning system, and a staggering array of weapons and spells provides near-limitless build variety, ensuring that every player's journey and every New Game Plus run feels unique. And here's where it gets good. Every massive, beautifully designed legacy dungeon, and every grotesque, unforgettable boss fight feels like a monumental accomplishment. The dense map is packed with optional bosses, hidden lore, and unexpected side quests that weave themselves into the main narrative, making every corner of the world feel purposeful. For those who crave deep, rewarding combat, unparalleled player freedom, and a universe so vast it feels infinite, Elden Ring offers an insane return on investment, a true landmark RPG that defines the current generation. God of War Ragnarök provides arguably the best cost-to-content ratio on the entire PS5, delivering a sweeping, emotional, and technically perfect narrative adventure that is packed with purpose-driven content. The game successfully expands on the intimate father-son dynamic established in the previous entry, building a massive story that takes you across diverse and breathtaking realms, each with its own unique tone and style. The pacing is expertly managed, balancing massive set pieces with quieter, character-focused moments. The combat builds brilliantly on Kratos' established arsenal, adding new abilities, greater enemy variety, and deeper combo systems that make every encounter feel visceral and empowering. What stops this giant adventure from feeling like filler is the quality of its optional content. You know that satisfaction when a side quest genuinely enriches the main story? Ragnarok's side quests are narrative extensions that build out the world and its characters meaningfully, rather than just serving as checklist items. From its incredibly long main campaign to its robust post-game challenges and the superb newly released Valhalla DLC, which adds an entirely new roguelite mode, Ragnarök is a complete premium package. It's a top-tier single-player adventure that provides emotional storytelling, exceptional production value, and hundreds of hours of satisfying gameplay, making it an undeniable investment. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is the definitive superhero game experience on the PS5, offering tremendous value through technical spectacle, dual protagonist gameplay, and an open world that is more thrilling to traverse than ever before. The map is significantly expanded, and the addition of the web wings alongside the traditional web-slinging transforms traversal into a fluid, high-speed ballet across the vast, detailed recreation of New York City. It is pure, unadulterated fun that never gets old. The game cleverly balances its value by splitting its focus between Peter Parker and Miles Morales, offering distinct combat styles and skill trees. Miles' bioelectric abilities and Peter's symbiote powers introduce fresh dynamism and tactical depth, ensuring that combat encounters stay varied and exciting. You know that feeling when a sequel finally takes the gloves off and delivers truly next-level spectacle? The cinematic set pieces and the seamless transition between the two Spider-Men during action sequences are world-class. While the main story is tightly focused and cinematic, the game is full of high-quality side missions and street-level crime encounters that keep the city feeling alive and dynamic, ensuring a satisfyingly long playtime. Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is a technically brilliant, action-packed adventure that delivers a consistently high-quality experience, easily justifying its full price tag for anyone seeking a premium, fast-paced superhero fantasy. And there you have it, 19 exceptional single-player adventures that deliver experiences far exceeding a simple night's entertainment, proving that truly great games exist to justify their price. Whether you're seeking the endless replayability of Elden Ring, the emotional depth of The Last of Us Part 2, or the sheer spectacle of God of War Ragnarök, every title on this list offers a massive return on your investment, respected time, and memorable gameplay. Which of these games gave you the biggest sense of satisfaction and value when the credits finally rolled? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown of true high-value games, make sure to subscribe and check out the video popping up on your screen right now for more essential PS5 recommendations. There's always another incredible world waiting to consume your free time, and your wallet will thank you for making the right choice.